what you should do is get a hammer, and when he's sleeping, knock out all his teeth. Hello there, Internet. It's Victor and
Tomoko desu.
with our guest today,
Regan.
Regan's
Time
back.
no see.
Welcome back. Official.
Thanks.
You've
Good
actually
to be back.
Been back a week now, right?
2 weeks.
Two
yeah.
weeks, two
yeah.
weeks.
This is my last week here.
You happy?
Yes, I
Good to
am.
be back. Yeah, we've caught up a few times.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen you a bit. Yeah.
You've had a video out already too. Of the-
Yes. I
Have
think
you
I've got
interviewed
2 or
the
3.
vegan restaurant yet?
I have. Yes.
Oh, you have?
Editing.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently
Oh,
editing
good.
it. Yeah.
Okay. How did you interview? Who interviewed for you? Who
A girl
translated?
that works there.
Oh, good.
She lived in America for a while.
She had a translator.
Yep. So
How's the Nihongo?
Not good.
You've been gone for how long now?
A year and a bit.
A year and a
Yeah.
bit. Okay.
So it's slid off a little bit. I've got a Japanese friend in Australia who I've been talking to, but no studying, no. Yeah.
I remember you studying Spanish too.
Yeah, how's our Spanish
Almost like
doing?
How's your Spanish?
Both of us,
good?
we've no good.
You still remember a little? ¿Olvidaste todo?
Un poco.
Un poco?
Yeah, if I hear it, I can understand a bit, but
Yeah.
I haven't used it.
So,
it. Yeah.
you've been gone, let me see, about a year?
About a year,
and a few
14
months,
months, I think.
14
Yep.
months, okay. And
Yep.
tell us how your life has changed.
Well,
Tell them.
I don't have a
For those
house
of you who don't
anymore.
know, this is Regan.
Uh,
Your channel used to be called Regan in Japan.
Was
Japan
Japan
with
with Regan.
Regan.
Oh, Japan with Regan.
Yep, was the original one. And so I'm doing Regan the Vegan now, which is more just general lifestyle. And
Why do you call it the vegan? What does that mean?
we don't
like a
have
planet?
time. We don't
Is that a
have time.
planet?
Yeah, Planet Vegan. It's all we have is vegetables over there. Life's
But it's
changed.
it's going really well. I was shocked
Yeah,
to
it's
see your
going-
Instagram a couple months ago.
The Instagram.
What?
Growing.
Is
Yeah.
that like you have how many followers do you have?
I think 10,000.
10,000.
So
That's
amazing.
I think vegans sort of more go on Instagram than the Japanese crowd as well. Because I think I only had about 2,000 on my
On your other
Japan
channel?
Instagram. Yeah.
So you have different Instagrams.
Yeah, I sort of had an old one. I should have just kept everything under one.
Bring us back in time. You left Japan. What happened after that?
I left Japan, so I was sick. Remember, I had my head.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So I had to leave.
How's your health?
Early.
You look fine.
All
You're
good.
great.
Had a scan a week before I left. Actually, there was one slight thing. So it was fine when I got back. I started doing yoga, so I'm doing my yoga teacher training, and I started doing headstands. Knew that wasn't probably a good idea. Turns out it definitely wasn't a good idea.
Okay.
So that flared up, but got it scanned. And
Can
it
you
went
quickly
away.
summarize what your problem was to the people who don't know?
Yep. So weak blood vessel in my brain. So a cluster of blood vessels that, if there's too much blood pressure, we think it fills up with blood, hits my nerves,
And you hiccup.
Yep. So I got hiccups. I didn't get hiccups the last time I did it though. It went away faster. But it
happened
gives
last
me
time?
numbness. It
Oh, you
just
had
gave me the
numbness.
numbness. Went in there, got a scan, and I sort of
Does
stopped
it
doing
make
the
you? Does it give you
handstands.
this strange look on your face? This handsomeness.
Constant. No, just
That's why he's handsome.
Lose
though.
control
It's
of
brain-
myself.
It's brain damage.
It's a sacrifice.
So you went back.
Went back, got
you were
scanned,
sick
all
here. You
good.
went back. You were fine.
Yep. Went back to my work.
Went back to you. We got back on the dole. As they
Yeah,
say.
that's it. Is that what you call it too?
No.
No.
Only Australians and
Okay.
British people say
The
it.
dole.
We call it welfare.
Yeah, okay.
We call it living off the government's
Living off
teat.
the government, yeah. Didn't have to do that.
We say government's teat. You say that?
Government teat? No,
Yeah.
probably not.
It means
No.
the boob. Oppai. Seiji no oppai nonderu.
Breastfeeding.
Fukushi.
Like a
In
kid.
Japanese, you say fukushi.
Fukushi. Sucking off the tit of the government.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have to do that. I did max out my credit card though.
Oh,
Because
really?
I didn't work for like 6 weeks. So I got my old job back. And I got another one. So I work at 2 gyms back in Australia.
You're a trainer, right?
Yeah, but there was like a 6-week period where I wasn't working, and so I was pretty much just
You're
throwing
just
everything
spending.
on the credit. Yeah, just all on the credit card. So that took me like 6 months to pay off. But then I
Wow.
was
That sucks. Yeah.
was working, paying off the credit card, and living in Australia. And then I was living in Brisbane, the city that I was in, and then I started spending more time at the Sunshine Coast because I love the beach. And then I was sort of going up and down between the both, and then
So remember, we're talking to a largely ignorant crowd who don't know where any of this.
Oh
is.
yeah,
So in-
Australia, bottom of the planet, down under.
Australia's like a big squarish
Oh, yep.
looking.
East Coast, direct in the middle.
So you're on the East Coast.
Yep.
In the
So
middle. Okay, good.
people might have heard
So
of
that's the Gold Coast, right?
Gold Coast. I was going to say people would either know the Gold Coast or the Great Barrier Reef.
And it's the
Race
most
station.
expensive
In
part
between.
of Australia.
Apparently, Yeah, apparently parking
Gold
for
Coast
parking.
is, parking.
Brisbane, yeah,
Oh,
Brisbane
Brisbane,
parking,
yeah.
How much is
and I
parking?
think taxis. It's just I don't know why. Because Brisbane, there's not much special about
Nothing.
it. It's just really expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But so Gold Coast is now south of Brisbane, and then you've got the Sunshine Coast, which is actually better. Like Gold Coast is a real touristy one.
Right.
Sunshine Coast is now in north. It's more relaxed, more nature, more
So all the
chill.
hippies hang out
beaches.
there.
Yeah, all the
Hippie.
best ones.
All the hippies living in their
straight up.
vans.
You know hippies?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, this guy.
becoming
Slowly
you
transforming.
become
Yeah, I guess I
hippies.
sort of probably am qualifying more and more.
So 6 weeks no work. You got your old job back,
Mm-hmm.
but your idea of work is very different from my idea of work.
Yeah, I work.
I would say you were on vacation. Before.
I'm semi-retired. I semi-retired at 22.
Tell the good people how much you work. What you call work. Your definition of work.
I sort of set a limit at 30 hours per week. I would never do more than that, but I currently do about 25, 25 or less. And so at the moment, when I go back, I'll be working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays off.
All in a row.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so I try and get them in a row because obviously I got the
I
van
assumed
now.
you were like working every third 2 or 3 days just to get your gym workout
just to
in.
exercise.
Monday workout,
and
Thursday
then-
workout,
yeah.
Sunday workout.
No, I do exercise every day, but the working is all squished into the 3 days. And within that 3 days, it's good because like my maxed amount of time I'd be working in a row is about 5 hours. So
Oh.
I've got like an hour and a half break. I've got like
Okay.
2 hour breaks and things like that. So it's sort of 25 hours in total. But then I've got breaks that I can exercise, have breakfast,
And you actually like your job.
love it. Yeah, love it. Yeah, I got real lucky.
Okay.
Now you're living in van.
Now I live in my van.
Van.
Well, well, jumping the gun.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How did you?
So-
let's see what happened after that.
So I started spending. Well, my parents retired up at the Sunshine Coast,
Okay.
and I visit them every week or
So
two.
they retired during this last year.
Yes.
a while ago, okay.
Yeah. No, Dad retired 3 years ago. They got an apartment up there, but Mum retired.
And that's why you
after.
got rid of the llamas or alpacas. What did you have before?
Oh, the llamas. Yeah, llamas. So
Is that
they,
normal or Australians just happen to have?
No.
Okay,
That
it's
was like
special.
it was a unique.
So most people don't own llamas.
They don't just roll around. It's mostly kangaroos and koalas.
But people own them? I don't think so.
Gullible.
Do people, but aren't there like kangaroo farms for eating and stuff?
Not for eating. Like they do eat kangaroo.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know how they're farmed. I suppose.
Maybe just roadkill?
Yeah, just
Pick
off
'em
the
up.
side.
'Cause
of the
they sell,
highway,
like,
maybe.
kangaroo,
They
like,
do.
jerky
Yeah, they
and
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had some.
I've never actually thought about that. I don't know how they get it, but yeah, the alpacas went to.
If anyone knows where we can get where the kangaroo meat comes from, please let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, so then I was visiting them each week, and I was sort of going up and spending time with them, to the point where I was like, I want to live up here because it was just so much nicer. But I do love my work in the city.
Oh.
So then I was.
So you
sort
work
of-
in the city?
I work in the city, yeah. So, but I live at the coast because I only work 3
And
days.
what's
So
your commute?
technically 1 hour, 1 hour 15.
That's not bad, okay.
It's super sweet, but my van can only go 90k an hour, which is what is it? Maybe 50, 55
But the
miles per
speed
hour.
limit here is 80.
Oh right, okay.
85 maybe.
I didn't know that.
I think
On the
80.
highway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, this thing we have 100k, which is about 60 mile an hour, I think.
Okay.
But the car doesn't do that.
いいよ。ね、
What's the
そう
name?
順番に今
Do you have like the left lane if you're
Yeah.
going slow? You're in the left lane.
You're in the left lane. If you
Ah.
want to pass, you're in the right lane.
Yep, here in Japan, right?
Yeah.
It'd be the opposite in America. Yep.
And
So
yeah, yeah.
I'm always in the left lane. I've overtaken, I think, one,
You don't
maybe
pass
2
anybody.
cars since
Wow.
January. 1 or 2 cars I've
That's
passed.
available. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing because testosterone usually causes you to think erratically.
Yeah, no, couldn't do it.
I'll
何
explain
Don't,
later.
そこはちょっとわかんない
Yeah.
けど、
Yeah, so like a couple of months later, I wanted to buy a camper van so that I could just do some trips and spend some time. I flew to Sydney and drove a camper van back to Brisbane just as a tryout. And then I got to the point where I was like, well, why pay rent 3 days a week in the city when I spend all that time working and I was just sleeping in the house? And so I said, okay, I'll buy a van, I'll just move all my stuff into it.
But
And
you didn't
so-
buy a camper van, did you?
No, it's just a regular Volkswagen T4 Transporter, long wheelbase. So it's just a normal van. I'll send some photos, we can put them up on here. Van life can be hard, and I also know because I live in my van. Now, I never thought I'd be living in my van one day, but I guess sometimes life is just fuel of surprises. But it's just, yeah, it's just a van. I've got 3 containers. It's got clean clothes.
I saw the
dirty
van on
clothes.
Snapchat.
Yeah. Oh, did I put it through?
Yeah, but those are gone now, right? Those are temporary.
Yeah, the
I'm not really
temporary
sure how
ones. I do
Snapchat
have some
works
photos.
very well, but
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got clean clothes, dirty clothes, electronics, and then I've got just a kitchen container.
And you're not worried about anyone breaking into your van and stealing all your
I don't
dirty
know. It
laundry?
doesn't look like a van that's worth breaking into. It's
Well, but when you go in the gym, you must take your computer with you. I assume.
yeah, most of the time. Usually, because I just don't own a lot of stuff. Like most of my things that I
Well, you got
carry
your parents.
around,
You just keep anything. You can keep stuff at your parents' house too, I suppose.
they've got my water container. I've got like a water filter, but other than that, I think my mattress is at my mate's house, my old mattress, because the bed, like I got a bed set up in there. But
So what do you sleep on in there?
so we've got a mattress. So it's a timber frame. It's just like a
Is it comfortable?
timber frame mattress.
It's
yeah,
comfortable?
yeah, it's super comfy. Yep, and just pull the curtains at the side, and yeah, pretty much.
I saw the pictures on Instagram.
Yeah,
I
you've
saw-
seen
I
the
saw it.
photos. Yeah. So it's just, and that's just basically it. The best thing is like
And what did that cost you, if you want me to ask?
$5.5 grand
So-
Australian.
And what was your rent?
It was $200 a week, so it'll pay itself off in a year.
Okay. So you were spending 200 a week. You were paying.
$200 a week.
So for 800 a month.
Yep.
So in
Yep.
1 year you're done.
Yeah. And then it's free living.
And you can when you take showers and
Yeah, so that's a cool thing. So I got the 24-hour gym. So the next trip I'm doing is around Australia, and there's a gym called Anytime Fitness. It's in America as well, and there's pretty much all of them all around Australia, which I've already sort of mapped out all the places. But each day, because I work at the gym, so I've got the shower facilities there as well. Or if I'm at the coast, just when I'm chilling out, I've got the 24-hour gym. So sort of the first thing I do every morning is exercise. Then I have my shower, get ready at the gym, and then I'm set to go. So I've got access to that. There's one in Nagoya. I was there today.
really?
Yeah, I was there today. There's two in Nagoya, Chikusa
really?
and...
Irina.
Yeah.
And who owns it? It's a chain?
Close to you.
So
Yeah, I
they're
think
individual
so.
owners?
Yeah, franchise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, Starbucks is owned by one owner in Japan. Although in America, they're all individual owners.
Okay, that's
But
interesting.
for some
So
reason,
he
they decided...
did it all.
Well, I think he got the contract. He said, I want them all
Okay.
or something. I don't know how it works.
He must be rich because they're everywhere here.
Well, yeah, but...
I bet you he doesn't live in a van.
So, you live in a... How long have you been living in a van now?
Since January. So what are we into?
How long were you in the
Maybe 2 or
apartments
3
then?
months. Oh, I got back in February, so I was living in Australia in a house for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, probably
And
about a year.
what pushed you over the edge to search for homelessness so quickly? So?
Commuting.
Commuting?
I think, well, because I was spending 4 days up the coast and just only being back in Brisbane for 3 days and working. I was like, well, why am I paying the rent? And I was like, and I was visiting, so I'd stay with my
And
parents the days
you
that I
had a
was
car
up
on
on the
top of
coast.
that?
I had a car. Yep, I still have that car. I got to sell it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go. You sell it. That's
and
half
then
the
just
money
swap
back
it
right
over.
there. Right?
Yeah. So, but I was visiting and staying with my parents or my friends up at the coast, and I sort of wanted my own space. So yeah, it was the van.
Your
was the
own
next
tiny
day.
little...
I was going to say just a place to sleep in private.
This room is probably bigger than your whole van, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably 2/3 of this size. Yeah, it'd probably be maybe there.
Can you sit in there?
No.
No.
You can lay in there, but that's why I like it so much, is because I don't like sitting down.
Oh, really?
It's not good for your posture.
Hemorrhoids or?
Yeah, I've always got to sit on that donut ring. No, they cleared up weeks ago.
No, he's okay now.
Yeah.
でもなんか is there anything you are in trouble というか in the van? Living
Oh, in
in the
trouble?
van.
Yeah, it breaks down constantly.
Really? It's always
Breaks
breaking down.
It's been the worst and
It's
the
always
best
breaking down.
investment. Yeah, so at the moment the electric windows don't work. I had to get the aircon's a bit dodgy.
Oh, no.
What else is
Air
there?
conditioner's bad.
All the dash lights, like the temperature gauge, it went
Nothing
like,
works.
oh gosh, I've sent it to the shop like 3 times in,
Oh, really?
in 3 months. Yeah.
What is it? Is it?
It's a Volkswagen,
A Volkswagen,
transporter.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
So, but it's good fun. It's sort of, I knew that was going to happen anyway. Like I was
And
in for that.
I want to ask you, what do people think of this in Australia?
At first, I think they think it's a bit weird. But having said that, I think you guys know me as well. Like when everyone's sort of used to the fact that I do these sorts of things. So, Mum was against it. She was really heavily against it. She was
Why?
all for the travel idea. Like, because I said, I'm going to go around Australia, and that was the original plan. Then I said, I think I'm just going to live in the van. She was like, no, you're not. I'm like, Mum, I'm a 26-year-old man. No.
I still try that with my mother.
Yeah,
and,
oh yeah.
And yeah, it still doesn't work.
You still cop it. And so I was like, no, I'm going to
My
do
mother
this.
still tells me what shirts to wear. Are you going to wear a shirt? Did you drink a beer? Mom, it's 5
Your
p.m. I
mum-
think I can have a beer by now.
Yeah, your mum's always your mum.
Yeah.
And so she was like, no, you're not going to live in your van. And then 2 days later, she was coming to me with like, oh, you got to visit this place, you got to visit this place, you can, go travel
Oh,
here,
so
travel
she
Yeah,
forgot.
she's all for it. Like 2 days later, she was
What
all
changed
for
her
it.
mind?
I think she just realised I was going to do it anyway. So it's either, yeah. But yeah, you know, it's all good now. They like hearing the stories of where I travel.
And you're
to
happy.
everything. Love it. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
What about ladies?
Yeah.
What do they say when if you find someone interesting and you say you want to invite her over?
Yeah. All I'll say is it hasn't been a problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No problem. I think most would you go home with a man who lived? This is my home. He's like, that's really like serial killers.
Yeah. The van. Would you like to step into my van?
Love it.
Love it. Yeah.
Do you do yoga in the van?
Don't do yoga in the van. So I've got a place at the beach. Like there's a real quiet park that's on the water, and so that's what I really love about the van is I'm constantly outside.
Okay.
Like I'm constantly when I had the apartment, it was all
They say that's one thing about Japan. That's how the apartments are so small.
It forces you to get outside, right?
And
yeah,
that's why we
exactly.
never have guests.
Yes,
Rarely.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like you've been to Tomoko's house.
Yes. Yeah.
I have never been there.
Really, you've never visited?
I've never been to Tomoko's house.
Thanks, Tom.
なんかずっとそうやって
No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother
Yeah,
me.
but it's not a common thing here in Japan. to
And
do
my
that.
wife doesn't want people over.
Yeah.
You guys have both been in my place. right?
Yeah, I've visited.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't mind certain people. But generally speaking, you just don't want. Even our neighbors
Yeah, okay.
don't come over.
You always go out somewhere.
We stand outside and talk on the curb.
Yeah.
Like no one ever says, "Come in and have a cup of tea" or anything.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
Although having said that, I can't do that with the van either.
Okay, so cool. So yeah, I mean, part of me thinks you're just silly. You know, of course. Part of me inside, like, wow, this guy's, you just want to...
And I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Like, I wouldn't, like, I'm not sitting there being, like, it works for me. I love it. And I wouldn't go back to a house. Like, this 3 weeks in Japan has been a bit weird, but...
Living in a house?
Living in a house, yeah, and just using trains and carrying my backpack everywhere. And, like, I'm just so used to drive, sleep, drive, travel.
Yeah. But
so
there's
for
a
me it
liberty of
works.
having nothing.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
it's 'cause-
liberating feeling. You own nothing.
Yeah.
I've often
And
thought, I've
it's
said in
just-
camera, I wish there was sometimes I wish there was a fire and burned down everything I owned.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I would care if it broke would be like the computer or the phone, but mostly because it'd have to pay money. But like iCloud and everything now, I don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about them physically, but it's like with my work, I've got all my fitness stuff on there. I've got my qualifications and all that. It would be a hassle, but it is so liberating just to throw out all of your crap.
Get rid of everything.
でも、you like to motorbike?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Traveling motorbike.
Oh yeah, I traveled to Hokkaido on my motorcycle by myself. And
なんかだからさ、いいんじゃない？
no,
We'll do it.
I'm
Yeah, we can do
completely
a trip.
capable of that, but
Yeah.
not now.
あ、
Yeah, yeah,
それは
yeah.
ベイビーもいるしみたいなね。
Yeah, Godzilla
My
on the
wife would
back.
say, divorce.
Yeah.
You can go live in a van. I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, forget it.
Nah, I can understand that.
Well,
How about
Gyuji,
that? I have looked at
Gyuji is a free person.
man. Yeah.
Free man, yeah.
Namakamono.
怠け者
Lazy person.
Lazy. Yeah, well, actually,
Namakemono.
I think it would be possible to do it here in Japan. I
It would
looked
be?
around at the vans, and because there are so many vans, and you could just get a Toyota Hiace that
But
looked
where
like
would
a normal
you
work van.
where would you park?
You'd have to
Nobody-
go outside of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely the
People would call the police like there's this weird van sitting out front
Yeah.
at the park or something.
This guy's cooking his lunch on the side of the road. Yeah.
So you're not cooking meth, which was my...
No, I haven't done that for a long time.
食べ物は次のビデオにしない？これ同じ全部同じビデオ。
Sure, sure, sure.
ね、next ビデオでもいい。
We can cut it into two. We'll cut it into two
あ、
pieces.
そうかそうか、じゃあそうだよね。
Oh, you want to talk about the
そう
food?
life and vegan.
So what about pooping?
Pooping, so I got the 24-hour gym, which I do like, because I'm usually every morning, like regular.
Wake up to it.
Yep, it's on. You could set a
Yeah, me too, man.
you could set a clock to it.
Wake up and poop. How about you?
私ダメなんだよね。
No? You can't poop in the morning?
Not constipation, but I'm not ね、でも
Drink a liter of water,
Yeah, just drink
and
water.
like, coffee helps as well.
でも do you know what he is eating?
No. But before we get to the food, before the food,
Pooping, about pooping?
got pooping on the way. You're in the
Yeah.
van. You're happy. You're satisfied,
Yeah.
and you have a job with 3
I
days
have a
week,
job,
and
yeah.
that's what you consider enough.
Yes. Yeah.
And he will
really
take
wanna do too.
yoga instructor.
Oh,
you're
I'm
becoming
doing a
a-
yoga instructor
Right.
course as well.
And you will, that's for an international license.
Yes, so I can do that anyway.
So how many hours is that? Do you have to? You're doing like
200
90,
hours.
200
90 hours.
200 hours.
120.
120 hours.
And then 200.
200.
200 hours. Okay.
Yeah. So I start that when I go back.
Oh, so you haven't started that yet?
I've started the prac side of it,
Uh-huh.
but that's just doing classes, but I haven't actually started learning anything
Okay.
yet.
So before we get to your food, which we'll do in another video after this video, what happened to your YouTube channel? It has blown up. You're huge now.
It took off after I left Japan. I spent a year trying to get that channel up and like spending all my spare days filming and editing.
Right.
And then I think I left Japan at 20,000 subscribers. It just ticked over to 20,000 the day I left. And it got to 50,000. It's up at 50,000 now.
So when you uploaded almost nothing.
Well, it was way less than when I uploaded when I was in Japan.
So you doubled in size.
Yeah.
And one of your videos went viral.
The
train video?
Japan, yeah, the train one and also the
Interview.
English testing one.
Oh, really?
It got up to just over 1 million, I think.
Oh, really?
by now.
I thought it was the train one.
No, so that one, the train one hit about 100,000 or
Okay.
something like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but it was the English.
So the
testing.
key to YouTube is quit. I see.
Yeah, just bail out of any country. Yeah. Just to stop making videos.
If you want to be successful,
The Hail Mary pass.
I should do check.
Just quit and watch it rise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
そっか。
Yeah.
へえ、わかる。
いやいや
皆さん。本当。
You went to the YouTube meetup.
Yes, I did.
Are you
Yep.
happy?
Yeah,
Anyone
it was
you're happy to see? Especially happy to see? You haven't seen in a while. Or any surprises?
Tomoko,
Yeah.
always a pleasure.
A bunch of vegans came to see us.
They did, yeah. We went out to lunch.
Do you know we sneak out
Yeah. Oh, we didn't sneak out.
Not
I
sneak
suppose we did smoke bomb a little bit, but
A lot of people snuck out.
yeah. Well, I came in the morning and then I went out for lunch and I came back in the afternoon.
How did the vegans find you? Did you announce you were going to be there? Or?
No, it was through the girl who works at the vegan cafe.
Oh.
So I just said that I was going up for the interview the week before. So we did the interview, and then I said I was going to be up in Tokyo on that Saturday if they wanted to meet up for lunch outside of the Hanami party. They actually came. They came to the Hanami party.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of vegan,
vegan,
Tomoko
yeah.
thinks that
Okay.
what Regan eats is very interesting.
she's surprised by. I think a few people were.
Really?
Chris was a bit surprised. My host family was
Really?
just like, yeah.
So this is a eyebrow raising video. So check out the next video, which we'll post after this one, right? Unedited, very minimal edited. Check that out. And before that, if you just to remind you, your channel name is now Regan
the Vegan.
Regan the Vegan.
Regan the Vegan.
And you're posting pretty regularly.
Yeah, at least weekly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So check out his channel and check out the next video and see you in that video.
See you guys.
You can't just learn from watching these videos, of course.
So I'm studying English.
Yes. It's video. Fuck. Sorry.
Almost as if there's a higher power steering my life in this direction. It's not a glamorous life, and I do often get tired of breaking down.
If you need help, then dial your operator.